Alright everyone, it's time for a literary update. This is a very, very important work. Link in the description to my work on Amazon here, Debunking Critical Race Theory. This is something that needed to be written, and I figured, I've got the actual premises listed by critical race theory's own academic and legal proponents. Well, let's debunk them. I did a video on the subject. There are 5 premises involved, and I took this from a totally non-critical leftist source. And paraphrased it, although I link as well at the end of this work to the initial article so people can see it in the words of CRT's own proponents for the purposes of debunking it. Now within this work I go further. It's only 30 pages long, but I made it as dense as possible. And I go beyond just the 5 premises. To be clear, I also go into attendant things, because one thing that I've realized looking into critical race theory, number one, it's essentially Marxism, but you've replaced class with race. It's basically the only difference. Number two, at least some of its proponents are subversive. And number three, a great proportion of the people who support it don't know about it. They don't know what it even is. They've gotten a non-critical CNN piece about racial justice and anti-racism, and they say, oh, well, I'm anti-racist too. I don't like bigotry, so I must believe in critical race theory. Therefore, this needed to be written, because there are no other good academic-style debunkings thereof. Something that actually goes into its own words and debunks it. A lot of what you see online at the moment really boils down to people that are on further right, usually, significantly conservative, lambasting it as being a bunch of commie nonsense, but it doesn't even go to its own premises. That's problematic, because it's not really a debunking, now is it? So for those of you who want more flippant stuff, I wrote, the other day I released it, 101 communist jokes. That's meant to be funny. This is not funny. This is academic in tone. Again, it explores the sort of legal and social concept of CRT itself and thoroughly debunks it. Of course, several of the premises, as I pointed out, self-refute. I point that out in much greater detail, and it admits to its own Marxism. That is, that critical race theory is explicitly communistic in part. That subversive element of trying to upend a system by driving a wedge between people of different classes has simply been replaced by people of different races. And this has been done partially for demographic reasons. Communism tried and failed to do this with class back during the atomic era against the West. Didn't work. Now they're trying to do it with race. It's the same exact tactic. It's been recycled and given the name social justice. But that's not what it's about. In fact, critical race theory not only has uplifted 0 people, but if anything, would just cause more problems. And I explore that as well. I go into all of its premises, I debunk them after defining them explicitly from a leftist source. So I'm not trying to straw man, I'm not taking it from Conservapedia's view of what critical race theory is. I took it from their own mouths. Therefore, it can be defined. Then the leftists, in trying to do a counter-rebuttal, can't complain about you. Oh, you're misrepresenting what it actually means. See, what they try to pretend that critical race theory is all happy ponies and bright colors, and it's really just about solving the problem of bigotry. As I point out, it actually creates bigotry on multiple different levels. Again, while helping absolutely nobody, unless you happen to want Western civilization to devolve into civil war or something like that. Then it's very helpful. Therein lies one of the many problems that I identify. So again, link in the description. I do ask that you get a copy, if you're inclined to read that sort of literature. Definitely, it's helpful if you leave a review on Amazon thereafter. And whether it's glowingly praising it or it's just like, oh, it was mediocre or something. Even the fact that you took the time to leave a review is helpful. Please don't do that until you've actually read it, though. Of course, disclaimer, because Amazon doesn't like it if you promote people simply giving you 5-star reviews without reading your literature. Unless you're a Clinton or Cuomo or someone like that. Then if you're Hunter Biden, you're allowed to do that. And then your book still fucking fails. That's about all. Peace out.